Hey everybody, it's Scott Steen with winnersandwhiners.com, coming to you from the C-Dub studio, deep in the bowels of the Winners and Whiners Sports and Entertainment Complex, to bring you today's Deep-3. As always, don't forget to subscribe to our little old channel here at Winners and Whiners. If you haven't done so already, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, and of course join us on social media over there on the Twitters at Winners Whiners. And, of course, on the old Facebook at Winners and Whiners. So, what else? Make sure you post your plays, all right? Tell us what you're on. Are you tailing the Deep-3? Are you back on the train? Are you still fading us over here at the Deep-3, thinking any blind pig can find an acorn every once in a while? Whatever it is, let us know what you're on. We had our first football bet of the season, a little CFL action we got in today. So, yeah, it's that time of year. Maybe you got a little Canadian football there, eh? You got to want to talk about third down, and you sort of try to that field goal from the 53-yard line there. I like that Canadian football quite a bit. That was fun. Actually, I watched a little bit of that game. So whatever it is, whatever you're on Canadian football, you on tennis, you on got the golf firing up this weekend, and of course baseball. Whatever it is, let us know what you're playing. When you get them right, we'll give you the shout out on the next day's video, and if you get enough of them right, you will be the much coveted. You're going to wear the crown for the day. You will be the capper of the day. So, make sure you leave us comments, tell us what you're on, and of course, we wouldn't be here without all the fine folks over at my home base at winnersandwhiners.com, as well as statsalt.com. Deep dives into every game. If you guys haven't checked it out, it is a fantastic resource. Make sure you get over there and just gorge yourself on information and statistics. And of course, what would it be if I didn't tell you to get over there and get yourself to the state of New Jersey? Check out our newest partner, PointsBet.com. Although we've been with them a while now, and you guys have been doing a good job. We've been getting a little feedback from PointsBet, and yeah, we got some folks that have opened up account, made some bets. So we appreciate it. Thanks for keeping us in business, keeping the lights on, so to speak. So yeah, there we go. What else? No more shameless plugs. Hey, let's go on to talk about yesterday's action a little bit, shall we? We had we did okay. We went 3-0 on the Deep-3, and just like I wasn't, I told everybody when we're in our losing streak to keep an eye on the long game. I'm going to say the same thing since we even having a winning day there. It's all about the long con. It's all about the long game. I've been watching The Sting too many times. It's all about the long game. So yeah, we'll just try to keep our head down and work on hard for you guys. And yeah, maybe this is the start of great things. It's time to get hot here, as it is, of course, the summer equinox today, longest day of the year for us here on the northern hemisphere. So yeah, good day for a barbecue. All right, Friday night, longest day of the year. Get out there and have a barbecue. In the meantime, let's talk about this game. We had the Colorado team total over. We had to sweat it, surprisingly. After leading off with a home run, we only had to score 3 more runs. Still had 27 outs. So really, it became over 2.5 with the same amount of outs, with 27 outs, after Charlie Blackmon led off with a home run. And they didn't get it until the 9th inning against ex-Royal Greg Holland, who's actually been very good for Arizona this season, as he gave up a run, sent it to extras. Colorado got it done. We also had the Chicago Cubs to take care of their business, and they did against the Mets, no problem. And our doggy style pick, hey, how about the boys in blue? How about Glenn Sparkman giving up 1 run over 7 innings, and the Kansas City Royals handing Jake Odorizzi his first defeat since April the 12th. Suck it, Twins. That paid off somewhere in the neighborhood of plus 170, depending on when you got down there. So that was a darn fine day. We will take that. That is plus 370, 3-0. And on the premium side, we did quite well over there as well. We went 2-1 as we hit the Texas Rangers for positive value plus 113. Had the New York Yankees at a short price. Love that play against Houston. And the heartbreaking one is we had the Colorado, Arizona first 5 over 4.5. They put up 4, and between the two teams, they stranded 12 runners in the first 5 innings, including an underachieving Arizona team, which left 7 men on over their first 3 frames. So certainly could have been 6-0 quite easily. But you know what? We settled for 5-1, and let's go on to some picks from today, shall we? Taking first look in the National League East as the Miami Marlins travel to the city of brotherly love to take on the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm looking at the team total there for the Phillies under 5.5. Sandy Alcantara toes the schlabby for the Marlins against Aaron Nola for the Phils. You know what? I don't even hate Miami as a serious value play right here. You're getting them better than 2-1 on their money. But the bet I like better is Sandy Alcantara against the Phillies offense. That way, we don't have to get the Miami Marlins offense involved. As we found out, they have been quite shitey lately. So I like Alcantara here. He's been very good his last 6. 2.13 ERA, 1.10 WHIP, and is holding his opponent's batting average to just 206. Meanwhile, Phillies are scuffling on offense. They've averaged just 3.96 over their last 12. You know what? Give me the Miami Marlins and a fine pitcher here. We'll have to sweat that bullpen a little bit, like we do with so many of these teams. But I think Sandy Alcantara gives us 6 or 7 good ones, and the bullpen squeaks out a win for us. I'm liking Alcantara to give up 2 runs, bullpen give up 3, still keeps us under that 5.5. All right, so let's move to the American League, shall we? Getting better, guys. Getting better. Almost got rid of this stupid cough. Holy shit, it has hung on like 2 weeks. So thanks for your patience there. We're taking a look at the American League as Baltimore takes on the Seattle Mariners up there in the Pacific Northwest. Baltimore starts John Means against Mike Leake for Seattle. Look at the first 5 under 4.5 in this one. John Means is one of the very few bright spots on, let's face it, a pretty forgettable Orioles team. He's got a 2.77 ERA as a starter and a 1.14 WHIP in his 12 starts. The Birds, they've struggled to score all season, and they have been particularly bad recently, scoring more than 3 runs just once in their last 8 games. Mike Leake, after kind of a sketchy middle part of the season, he's had 4 quality starts in a row, and he's given up just 8 runs over that 4-game stretch. Give me a very good Baltimore pitcher, and give me a very bad Baltimore offense to combine to take it under 4.5 for the first 5 in this game. And we're going to finish up with our this is where we would play that song that we played the other day, the one where we wonder who it is exactly who released the canines. Who released the canines? There you go. No copyrights here, folks. We're taking a look in the National League as the New York Mets take on the Chicago Cubs up there in the friendly confines. Jason Vargas, ex-Royal, goes for the New York Mets against Yu Darvish for the Chicago Cubs. Mets catching pretty good value here, plus 160. Now, both of these pitchers are really starting to find their way. Jason Vargas has actually been good all year, and he's been very good lately in his last 5 with an ERA of 2.03 and just a 214 batting average against. The wind, always a factor there in Wrigley Field, and that's why we don't actually have any totals on this one. But the wind's going to be blowing in, and that's going to help Jason Vargas, who is a dead fly ball pitcher. He will put those balls up in the air, and a lot of his game is predicated by how many of them are leaving the yard. The Mets haven't been great, and their bullpen is an absolute dumpster fire. In fact, yesterday they fired their pitching coach and their bullpen coach. And who'd they bring in? Oh, well, what a cutting-edge hire this is they brought in 82-year-old Phil Regan to be the interim pitching coach. Wow, that must be fun. I'm sure he's out there in the field yelling, "Mix in more shine balls and ephus pitches, boys!" I don't know that he's hooked into the technology. I know that he calls the tablets that the pitchers look at between innings. I know he calls those the devil's sin boxes. So, you know what? It may not go well for Phil. That's all I'm saying. Our shot here is to break through against Darvish, have Vargas go about 7, leave with a lead, and then white-knuckle the 8th and 9th with a relief corps that can best be described as an adventure. So that's our doggy-style pick for the day. The Mets plus 160, and the Seattle Mariners, Baltimore Orioles, first 5 under 4.5. And we're going to start off with a strong pick there in the National League East as we count on Miami and Sandy Alcantara to hold the Philadelphia Phillies under 5.5. You get yourself down on those 3 plays. And at the end of the night, you guys know the drill. We can pick up our winning tickets. You join me as we head back to the window. All right, everybody. We talked about the premium plays a little bit. If you are interested in getting yourself down on the premium plays, I will give you the information right here. Kind of the best part about the premium plays is I get to take a look at what everybody is on and what everybody's been betting, and then make some decisions late in the day. Often I added a pick like I did yesterday with the Yankees. The public was actually fading the Yankees, and that activated a very good trend of over 61%. A public fade of the public picking, going against an unpopular favorite. Like I said, pays off 62%. Love that play with the Yanks. Thought that was good value, and it ended up being a easy cash for us. So if you're interested in the premium plays, follow that link right there. Get yourself down. We are 25, 22, and 1 for the month. 53.19%. Yes, we are profitable once again. So, yeah, there we go. All right, so let's take a look at the shout-outs. We got 2 days worth of shout-outs to do. The person that was responsible for yesterday's debacle has been appropriately disciplined. And I said, you better not let that happen again. And they said, do you know who the fuck you're talking to? And I said, you're right. Please be more careful. So it's put me in my place. You know what I'm saying? But we do apologize. So we're going to. The amazing part is because we had those games, and then she went through and did them all, and put them those picks with the results of the next day, and you guys killed it. So the problem isn't like we're not great cappers. The problem is we're a day early. We are we see into the future so well that we're actually seeing an entire day in advance. It was an amazing thing. So with that being said, let's take a look at the shout-outs for yesterday's games. Starting with James Graham. James Graham hit the Kansas City Seattle over, had the Detroit Pittsburgh over. He went 2-2, paid the juice on that. Kiss de DeGen, one of our favorite new cats. He had first of all, he gave props to Mark R on his fantastic, really the entire Dodgers series for Mark. Just absolutely did well for him. So thanks for Kiss de DeGen, giving props to Mark. He had San Diego and Atlanta. Missed out on the White Sox Cubs under. He goes 2-1 plus 90. Red Pill Sports Warrior, our capper of the day before, had one good play, and it was a good one. San Diego 1-0. San Diego to win, and they did. He's plus 100. Kent P. He got squeezed again for the Jutes. He had the Baltimore, Oakland over, and Pittsburgh. The Black Rogue, kind of a new cat. I'm not sure I remember seeing any picks from him. Appreciate it. Let's don't be a stranger, brother. And he had the LA Angels on the run line. Good play there. C-Dub had Reykjavik to win in the Iceland Universal Dad. So, of course, Reykjavik picked up some nice value there, plus 141. In that same game, he had Reykjavik and Valur over 2.5. He had Argentina and Paraguay, again, in the Copa America, both teams to score. And in the Euro under 21, he had Spain and Belgium, both teams to score, and over 2.5. That was a nice little hit there for him. And that's it. And he had a couple losers. He ends up going. He had in the baseballs. He had the Oakland Athletics, their team total over 5.5 against Baltimore. So he ends up going 5-3 for the day, plus 201. Not a bad day at all. Sidub. Cody, he broke even. He paid the juice. He had the New York Yankees team total over 3.5. And he also had the Oakland Athletics on the run line. And the Legion of Picks, he had the Colorado Rockies on the run line for 2 units. He had the A's on the run line for 2 units. And he had a couple others. He had the Pittsburgh, and he had the New York Mets and the Atlanta game under 10. Legion to pick, he goes 3-3 on the day. But because of the units, put him on the right place. He goes plus 190. Not a bad day at all, sir. Mark Richmond, Mark, he's a good cat. He broke even, paid the juice. He had the Oakland over 9.5. He had Cleveland, Texas over 11. Pittsburgh, the Pirates, their game over 9. The Dodgers over 7.5, and the Pittsburgh and Rangers. Oh, so that was Pittsburgh and Rangers. That was a 4-teamer. He hit 3 legs of it, man. He had 4 overs. He only missed on the Braves as the offense went into the deep freeze at the wrong time. So, the capper of the day, as you heard from the beginning of the show, was C-Dub, 5-3 on the day, plus 201. Barely beat out the Legion of Picks by just $11. The Legion of Picks was positive, plus 190. And also honorable mention to the Red Pill Sports Warrior and Kiss the Degenerate, as they both were positive on the day. Well done, guys. And then we go out to the shout-outs for today. The astute Aardvark, he also gave a shout-out to Mark. He really liked... he fell in love with Lucas Giolito against the Cubs. A lot of guys had the White Sox there. Giolito all of a sudden is starting to look like Lucas Giolito again. So we'll see if this is just a speed bump or if the league is actually adjusting to him and now he's got to adjust back. And he was loving him some Dodgers there with some Giants there with Mad Bum. But he made a bunch of plays on the margin of victory for the Giants. Some really nice paydays. Unfortunately, they just couldn't get it going against the red-hot Dodgers. Kent P got squeezed a little bit for the juice there. He had the Chicago Cubs, and he also had Cincinnati. He goes 2-2 on the day. Christopher Smith. Christopher, he had the New York Yankees. He had the Cubs. Had a little two-teamer there with Oakland and the LA Dodgers. He had Oakland and he had Seattle, and he had Texas. He lost a couple games. He goes 5-2 on the day and hits that two-teamer. I didn't put an amount there, but best I can figure, that's somewhere around plus 205. We're gonna call that a plus 471 day for Christopher Smith. Very well done, Mr. Smith. C-Dub, he had the Netherlands plus 199 against Canada in the Women's World Cup. Very nice. He had the USA team total over 1.5, and he also had in the under 21 he had Denmark and Austria over 2.5. And also in the under 21 Euro there, he had Germany and Serbia. Germany -1 at -139. They took care of business in a big-time way. He also said he's going all in with the Rockies D-backs game. He had the Rockies team total over 3.5. He had the D-backs team total over 4.5. Again, heartbreaker. And he had over 27.5 runs, hits, and errors. And C-Dub, you're living right, brother. They had 28. Well done. C-Dub breaks even on the day, loses about half a unit on those picks. And our old pal, Pappy Longwood. Pappy was parked out in the parking lot, waiting to head back to the window. And you know what, Pappy? You got to go back and cash a couple pretty damn fine tickets today, as he had Miami Marlins plus 150, and he had the Texas Rangers plus 115. Took a spin on San Francisco as well at plus 200. That one didn't pay off. But the Pappy goes 2-1, plus 165. That's a fine day right there. And Lean de Collective, first time we've heard from Lean. That was our had the Chicago Cubs. Also had the Tampa Bay Oakland first 5 under 4. And that was our first football play. Lean had Ottawa -4.5, and they choked that one away when I left the house earlier in the evening. They were up 14. I was watching a little Canadian football there. Love the Canadian football. But they were unable to hold it. And our new friend Crash on Spencer, who was rightly a little critical of me for the last couple of days. Good to see him posting some pics. Glad you're hanging with his brother. He had the Oakland Athletics. He had the Houston, New York under 10. That kind of that one kind of stung as they kind of choked it away late there. He had the Minnesota Twins on the run line. And, of course, we talked about the Royals taking care of business there. And he had the Angels on the run line, a play that I liked as well. But Toronto was finally able to sneak out a victory. So, our capper of the day is Christopher Smith, 5-2 with hitting that two-team parlay, and he goes plus 471 on the day. And a shout-out special to Pappy Longwood as he had a profitable day, plus 165. And, yeah, that's it. Everybody else was close. I don't think nobody had got hammered. So, sorry about that, guys. Glad we got 2 shout-outs in. Thanks for hanging with us. Good luck to everybody. Excuse me, on all your plays today. And, of course, I appreciate you, as always. Have a great day. Have a great weekend. Happy Saturday. Happy solstice, everybody. And we will talk to you again tomorrow. Take care.